If you keep grinding like a machine and you never take care of yourself, you are not disciplined. You are simply reckless. And the truth is that a lot of people are walking around screaming things like, oh, hustle harder, oh, hustle, keep grinding. But they are actually sprinting straight into burnout, into anxiety, and into lives that they are too exhausted to even enjoy. Because let's be honest for a second, what exactly is the point of chasing success if by the time you finally get that success, you are too tired, you are too sick, and you are too emotionally drained and exhausted and too disconnected from yourself to even feel happy? What exactly did you win? Nothing. Because success that destroys you on the way there is not success, and it can never be. It is self-destruction with a lot of pizzazz around it. And if nobody has told you this before, let me be the one to say it clearly to you. Self-care is not the opposite of ambition. It is in fact part of ambition. Self-care is the foundation for success, because if you keep running, if you keep hustling, if you keep grinding to make it, and you don't take into factor the fact that you are a human being with human needs, you're going to burn out and you're not going to enjoy the success you so desire. Hi, my name is Blossom, and I'm here to make sure that you never settle for a life that is less than the life that you deserve. And today we're going to be talking about something that I think a lot of people get completely wrong: self-care. Because we live in a world that worships hustle culture. Things like work harder, wake up at 5 a.m., sleep 4 hours, grind, grind, grind. If you want to make it, if you want to be at the level of the millionaires and the billionaires that you see up there, you need to hustle harder. Your mates are hustling, you are sleeping. I'm sure you've heard that multiple times, and somehow rest has become a crime. Like if you take a break, they'll tell you that you are lazy. If you sleep, they'll tell you that you are unserious. If you slow down, they'll tell you that, oh, you are falling behind. Moments and the hours you're using to sleep, your mates are hustling. But I want to be that breath of fresh air that tells you something different. Self-care is not weakness. Self-care is strategy. That is actually how the successful and the rich make it. If you want to become someone, if you want to become the highest version of yourself, the one who actually achieves success and enjoys it, then you need to understand why taking care of yourself is the real grind. Chapter 1: Hustle culture is glorifying burnout. Because let's talk about the reality. We are living in an era where overworking yourself is romanticized and is glorified. Working 12 hours a day, it's very normal. You're always busy, right? You're doing something. You're always exhausted. Oh, hello. I'm so tired today. I was at work all day. And then after that, I had to do this and I had to do that. That sounds so cool when you're saying it, because you're always chasing something. You're always proving something. But that exactly is the problem. Your brain and your body are not machines. And science actually proves this. There's research that actually backs this up. Research that shows you that you do deserve self-care, and self-care is an important part of success. There's the research that found that working 55 hours a day or more per week significantly increases the risk of stroke and heart disease. Let me repeat that. The hustle culture that people are glorifying is literally damaging people's health. There are people who have had stroke at work, and then when you ask them why, they don't know, and then from there they are incapacitated. They can't do anything anymore. But nobody posts that on Instagram. Nobody posts the anxiety. Nobody posts the burnout. Nobody posts the loneliness. Nobody posts the fact that they haven't felt like themselves in years. Literally. Because that doesn't look motivational. No, it doesn't look cute. No, it doesn't. It's not going to attract the investors and the people that they're looking for. But it is real. This is the reality of life. If you don't take taking care of yourself as an important part of success, as an important part of your goals, if you don't incorporate rest into your schedule, like I always say, you're going to suffer for it. Chapter 2. Let's flip the perspective a little, because the most successful people in the world, they understand something that is very, very, very important, and that is that performance requires recovery. Let me say that again. Performance requires recovery. Athletes understand this because if an athlete is training every single day without rest, they will not become stronger. They will get injured. Everybody knows this. If you go to the gym, you know this. Your muscles, when you want to build them up, they tear. And what do you need to actually fix that? Take enough protein and rest. Their muscles will break down. Their performance will drop. The same thing happens to your life. Treat your life like a muscle. Your mind needs recovery. Your body needs recovery. Your emotions need recovery. A lot of people, they don't even process their emotions. They don't even sit down to actually listen to themselves. They block it out with all sorts of things, all sorts of noise. And when you actually prioritize your self-care, you'll become more effective, more focused, more creative, and more resilient. There's research that actually backs this up. There was a research from a prestigious university that found that productivity sharply declines when people work beyond 50 hours per week, meaning that the extra grinding that you always do, they are oftentimes useless because you are not doing better work. You're basically doing tired work. There's a point that you get to when you're working, and you know this, that you get very exhausted, and it feels like every other thing you're doing is, you're just so tired. You just need to rest, but you feel like, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that. No, you need that rest. Chapter 3. And this is where it gets a bit controversial. A lot of people feel guilty resting. Whenever they rest, they feel like they're doing something wrong. Like they sit down to relax and they suddenly feel like they're doing something wrong. They're missing out on something. Oh, perhaps this 5 minutes of rest is going to be the reason why they do not get their big break. Like they should be doing something more productive. Like their mates are out there grinding and they're here wasting time. But you need to be honest with yourself. Let's be honest right now. Being constantly busy is not the same as being effective. Yes, some people are busy all day and they achieve nothing. It actually exists. And there are some people who, they work with clarity, they work with intention, they work with rest, and they achieve anything. Rest is not what makes you fall behind in life. Burnout is, a lack of structure is, a lack of a routine is, because burnout will kill consistency. Burnout will kill motivation. Burnout will make you hate the very life that you are trying to build, because you will build it on things that you cannot sustain and you will pay a very high price for. And once you start hating the process, everything that you've worked for will literally fall apart. Chapter 4. Self-care is more than face masks and bubble baths. Because let's clarify something. When people hear self-care, they imagine things like, oh, spa days, face masks, bath bombs, bubble baths, and all of those cute stuff. And yes, those things are nice. They are very nice, and they are definitely a part of self-care. But self-care is deeper than that. Self-care is a lot more than that. The real self-care is discipline. The real self-care is protecting your energy as you know that you should. The real self-care is saying things like, oh, I will not destroy myself just to prove something to people who don't even care about me, who don't even give a damn what I eat today, what I eat tomorrow. It means a lot more than that. It means you sleeping enough. It means eating properly. It means you taking care of yourself. It means you moving your body. It means a lot more than that. It means you setting boundaries when they are important. It means you logging off social media when your mind needs silence, or logging off that call, or logging off that thing. It means you taking breaks before your body forces you to. Because if you don't rest voluntarily, like if you don't do it on your own, your body will eventually force you to rest. And as scary as that sounds, that is how true it is. And trust me, that version is much worse than you voluntarily deciding to rest for yourself. Chapter 5, and this is for the girlies, because the girlies, they need to hear this part especially matters for women, because a lot of women are taught to constantly prove themselves. They are taught to constantly prove something. Oh, you need to work harder, or you need to be perfect, or you need to show up this way, or you need to be this way, or you need to be impressive, or you need to be everything to everyone. And in the middle of all of that, a lot of times women tend to forget themselves. They tend to forget who they are. They tend to forget to breathe. They tend to forget to rest. They tend to forget that we are human beings and not productivity machines. You can't do it all. You can't do it all without rest. You can do it all. Women are strong, but you cannot do it all without rest. And I need the girlies to understand something. Your worth is not measured by how exhausted you are. Your value is not determined by how much you sacrifice your health, how much you sacrifice yourself. Because you deserve success, but you also deserve peace. You deserve success, but you also deserve rest. And the most powerful women out there, I mean, those women you look up to, are not the ones who are destroying themselves for success. They're the ones who are building success without losing themselves in it. Chapter 6. How do you apply everything I've said into becoming the highest and the best version of yourself? How do you do that? So let's make this very practical, like I always do in all my videos. If self-care is the foundation for success, how do you actually apply that self-care? So here's a step-by-step process that I would implore you to practice in your life at least this week, a month, and see how you feel. The first step is to schedule rest like it's important. If rest is not scheduled, then hustle culture will erase it. Put rest in your calendar, treat it like an appointment, because your energy is your greatest asset. Step 2, create strict work hours. Decide when you work and when you stop, because constant work creates constant exhaustion. So focused work can actually help you to create better results. And the third step is to protect your mental space and your mental health. Like, limit things that drain you. Too much social media can be draining. Too many negative people around you can be draining. Too much noise around you can be draining. Your mind needs silence to think clearly, to recover, and to recuperate. Then the fourth step is to build rituals that bring you back to yourself. And rituals can be anything, like, reading, like journaling, like, taking a walk, a long walk, like prayer or meditation, like quiet reflection, anything that brings you back to yourself. Small rituals keep you connected to who you are as a person. Step 5 is for you to stop glorifying exhaustion. Being tired is not a badge of honor. Being balanced is power. The goal is not to work until you collapse or to work until you drop. The goal is to build a life that you actually have the energy to live. Because if you build a life that you cannot sustain and you cannot continue, you will be exhausted. You are going to hate every second of that life that you are building. The life you once wanted will be a life that you become or you begin to hate. So let me leave you with this. Success is not just about how hard you grind. It's about how long you can sustain the journey. And the big truth is that you cannot build an extraordinary life while you are constantly neglecting yourself. You simply cannot. So yes, work hard is very important, because to get something you need to work for it. Chase your dreams, absolutely important. Be ambitious, want more out of life, very very important. But also take care of yourself. Rest when you need to rest, it's very very important. Protect your energy, absolutely important. And love yourself enough to slow down when necessary, because self-care is not you being weak. It's not you not working as hard as others. Self-care is the foundation that allows you to keep going when every other thing is gone, when you are tired, when you are weak, when you are human. And the girlies who understand that are the ones who win in the long run. You cannot win if you don't take care of yourself and if you don't prioritize yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.